We're here at the Power Pro booth at the SEMA Show, and they have a little tool that makes a pain of a job actually very easy. So finding a parasitic drain is a lot of times a huge pain and sometimes requires equipment. And this is a simple little tool that's also inexpensive. Let me power this on. And you see I've got some probes here at the end where I can actually check fuses. Well, what I want to do is I want to go in and what style fuse do I have? Well, I've got an ATC fuse. When I hit the mode button, you see it goes to ATC, and then I can go up to tell it kind of what amperage through. So I'm just going to select 20 amps. I'm going to be just checking for activity initially. So I'm going to go to this one here, and you can see on the end of this tool, I have a green light and it says inactive. So there's nothing passing across there. I'm going here. That says active. This says inactive. I'm going to go here. And now it says active. Well, that's a 10 amp fuse. So I'm going to go here and actually select my actual 10 amp fuse on the ATC. And then I'm going to make sure I get some connection. And right there, I have a 460 milliamp draw on that fuse. So now I know there's my parasitic draw on the system, and it's reading the current across that. No more charts to go to, just all right here in this handy little cordless tool. USB-C type charging, and sells for less than 200 bucks. These are the DT crimpers from Knipex, and as you see watching this hole right here, the crimping that goes on, it's not just your single, one stage crimp. There's actually multiple crimps going on at once. And what this is for are your Deutsch style connectors or your solid contact connectors. And if you look at these, you have to pay attention to what you're doing here for both the socket and the pin. This is the actual socket, or the female, if you will. There's a little inspection hole right there. And that's important because we take our strippers, and then when we put the wire in, we want to make sure that we've got a little bit of a gap there. That's too much of a gap. So we're going to take our flush cutters, trim that down a little bit. We want to make sure that that wire goes all the way into that inspection hole, but that we also have a small gap between the insulation and the pin itself. So we're going to take that. We're going to set it down in the receiver there of the tool. We're going to crimp all the way through, all the way closed. And they're ratcheting crimpers. And now you'll see the crimp that we have there all the way around. So 4 different crimps, and it's really 8 different crimps. So you have 2 teeth at each location, all the way around that. And now we're ready to put in our connector body or in our Deutsch style connector. Now don't do something like this where somebody has crimped the wrong end of that. You see your inspection holes down here, that's where the wire is supposed to be, not there. So be sure you know what you're working with, and be sure that you're using great quality crimpers like the DT crimpers from Knipex. So Gearwrench is doing a major expansion in their diagnostic fleet of tools. First up, we have the GW05. We have a 5-inch tablet. This is all ready to go. Bi-directional, is going to work with 185 different manufacturers and models. And this is a full-blown diagnostic computer in your hand, 5-inch tablet. You don't need another phone. You don't need anything else. This is going to handle everything that your typical 7 or 10-inch tablets will do. And this is only $400 and lifetime updates on the software as well. So no additional fees for software. Lifetime, great for that beginner technician to, again, be able to do bi-directional work with that. Then, so that's the GW05. Then we have the GW Smart 10. This is a 10-inch tablet, obviously a lot more bells and whistles. You get a dock with it for easy charging, replace it back in the dock. Again, you're gonna get the even more manufacturers and models to work with here. Obviously bi-directional, you're gonna be able to talk to 51 different modules on the vehicle. You can get the 2534 with it as well. Comes with a complete unit for $2,200, and that's going to be 3 years of updates on the software. Add to it the borescope that is going to allow you to be able to look inside those engines, obviously scope out the areas of concern, and that's going to run $89, and it's going to interface with not just their tablets, but anything. USB Type-C, it does not require any type of app to work with it. Plug it in your phone, your tablet, Android, iPhone, it doesn't matter. Then we have the GW TPMS. So now we have a TPMS computer. We can reset those codes. They're also going to sell TPMS sensors in a 20-pack for $300. So $175 for the TPMS computer, and then $300 for a 20-pack of TPMS sensors. All of this is going to be hitting the market in January. So $400, $175, $2,200, and $89. Check it out from Gearwrench. This is the brand new M12 borescope that will be coming out in the next couple of weeks. And as you can see, obviously a borescope, right? If you look over here in the engine, we're down here in one of the cylinder bores where we're actually looking at the top of a piston. And so here we're seeing the top of a piston. However, if I want to see a different view, I can hit this button right here. It's going to give me a different camera angle. Now I can see the valves of that engine. So I can see the top of the piston just by switching the camera angle on. So we're not looking through a mirror. We're actually looking at two different cameras. And if I want to take a picture of that one, I can hit the camera button. Or if I want to take a picture of the top of the piston, I can take a picture of that one. But it doesn't stop there. Now I can go to my gallery and I can see that there's my picture of the valve. Maybe I want to mark something on it. I can go here. I can say, okay, there's a bad spot there. Mark where I want to, unmark it, then get the right marking on it. And now when I go back, it's going to actually say I don't want to save that. I could even mark something on it with text. Do I want to save it? Yes. And now when I go back to that image, it's actually got my markings on it. Maybe I want to send that to the supervisor. I can do so, put their email address and send it to them right there from my stall, from my workbench, and be able to do all my work from there to validate the repair that's needed to be done. So this is the new M12 borescope from Milwaukee, due in the next few weeks. We're here at the Mayhew Tools booth at the SEMA Show and got a few new SKUs here. So we have a 3-piece bolt breaker set, and if you haven't used these in your air hammers, then you really need to try them. I won't get into exactly what they do, but let's look at a couple of these. And these are all made in the USA Tools, by the way. Then we have their full punch set here. Even have your large brass 3/8 and 3/4, all the way down to your 3/32 punch, and then even line-up punches as well. This complete kit's going to run around the $180 range, and this is brand new, a brand new item right here at SEMA. And you have a center punch, you also have 2 pin punches, and even a chisel. All these are impact ready, so you have the metal cap there, the steel cap for driving, and that's going to run about $100. Again, all made in the USA stuff. Great tools from Mayhew, check them out. This is the Fanttik F2 Pro, and it's a rotary tool that's really simple to use, as well as it comes with tons of accessories, and it's just a really cool feel and look to this. Very ergonomic, very easy to turn this on here at the base, turn it on, and then you're going to have 5 speeds to select from here. And there's no really movable button here, but it is pressure sensitive. You can see I'm not turning it on, but if I just give it a little push, even though I'm not feeling that, you see it turn the tool on into like a medium, and I can go up to high or circulate that back down, and now I'm down into low, and again, be able to adjust the speed that I need in the tool. Very easy to do that. Turn it off right there. USB Type-C to charge this, as well as the spindle lock is right there, no tool needed. And lock that, use a wrench, and then loosen that, change out my bits. We also have an LED light that surrounds the entire bit so we can still see our work. What comes with it is this neat little case here with all our bits on it, as well as, let me take my bit out. You see these bits, they don't really snap into place. They're really magnetized, so you can see Just get it near and it's gonna pop right into place. Very easy to get them out as well. And you can see these rotate as well. So very easy to be able to get the bits that you need. And when you're done with the tool, it goes right here and snaps into place. And if I need to get that back out, just push the bottom right there. And now I'm ready to pull that back out, push it back into place. Got a nice aluminum case, slide the whole rig right in, lock it down. If I need to get the tool out, I can, or I can snap that back down into place as well. So even in the case, I can charge this with my USB Type-C cable. And in addition to all this, you also get an additional kit that comes with even more accessories for the tool. And all of this is just $99.99 on Amazon. We're here at the Flex Power Tools booth at the SEMA Show, checking out 3 of their new polishers. Now, we know that the 24-volt cordless brushless polishers are excellent polishers. Well, now they've taken a lot of that technology and really redefined their whole corded platform here, starting with the rotary. Again, brushless technology in the motor, plenty of power there. You can get this, or you will get this, with a 5-inch pad or 5-inch backing plate, as well as a 6-inch backing plate. That is hook and loop, as you can see right here. So running your wool pads on the rotary, 6 speeds on this, much like the cordless. Very smooth. Get your product spread, get it started, work it up. Just a very smooth machine. Then we have the gear driven, which is the FC3401. If you remember the old maroon series of the Flex polishers, the 3401 was the beast. Well, this is totally redefined, and the FC brushless motor beast, basically. So you get the 8mm stroke, and again, you get a 5 and a 6-inch backing plate, hook and loop backing plate. Again, 6 speeds here. And this is gonna be a forced rotation, because it's really gonna do your cutting really quick, but it's still very smooth, even though it is a forced rotation. One hand is not a problem, even up high speed. And so on that forced rotation, you know you're getting your forced orbit as well as your forced rotation as well. Then you get your 15, and this is gonna be your random orbital or dual action. It's gonna be very smooth, even on high, to finish off and really get that finish you're looking for. 3 great new polishers from Flex in the cords, and comes with a 25-foot cord. Yes, sir. Excellent polishers. Looking forward to playing with these. We're here at the Quantum Tools booth, and we have their click to angle, click style torque wrench, but it's also a digital torque wrench. So first I've got the 35 foot-pound, and I'm gonna get the digital readout here, as well as I'm gonna get a nice firm click when I pull through. Another bite here. So now I've got the click. And now I need to switch to angle. I don't have to do anything except the A button and then the power button to ensure me that now I'm on angle. And so now I get the number of degrees right there on the digital readout. So I'll get the click as I come through. And now if I don't have enough room in the engine bay, I can get another bite here and then pull through again, and it keeps counting up. And now I get the vibration sensation as well as the audible click or the audible bell, and it tells me I've got 46 degrees of additional angle. So all built into one torque wrench. We're here at the Harbor Freight booth, and all the hype now is on the purple cabinet. So new color purple for the US General boxes, even into their Series 3 large boxes, side cabinets, you name it. The new color is available in all these and should be available here very soon. Even in the mini box. We're here at the Carlyle booth at the SEMA Show and looking at a few of their tools they have. These are some of their impact sockets and in 1/2-inch drive. And I noticed a couple of things. Number one, we have the milled corners right here, which opens those up, which allows these flats to bite on the flats of the fasteners. Pretty typical, and you're starting to see that on any types of sockets. By the way, make sure you always have that when you're buying those. It makes a tremendous difference to not round off corners. Also, if you'll notice on the anvil side, we have the reliefs here in the corners here as well. So even as your anvils tend to get beat up, they're still going to actually slide in very easily and allow the anvils to actually bite on the flats and not on the corners of your anvils, wearing those out as well. So if you do have a worn out anvil, these sockets should still work in there, and these sockets are going to keep those anvils from messing up. By the way, nice comfort grip handles here on the Carlyle ratchet on the 1/2-inch drive, and these are chemical resistant as well. We're here at the Hazet booth at the SEMA Show, and Hazet does a great job. Number one, just on the quality and precision of their tools, but we also love their smart cases, and this is actually called the smart holder, but really have a lot going on in this smart case right here. A ton of different tools and bits. Also, you have the ratchet driver here with a 1/4-inch hex insert, so you can put an extension on there if you want to. We also have a driver with an extension there, and all positive locking system. And look at this, so 1-finger insert, so you don't have to pull it back to actually insert it. Obviously it's locked in, you're going to need to release it to pull it out, but very quality stuff. Everything nicely marked. Hazet does a great job at putting these kits together, and then even these kits like this with some sockets in here as well, and your bits in both short and long bits. And then the smart holder with a few sockets. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. So to get to those bits, there's 2 rows of bits there. I'm gonna hit the button. That folds out, easy to get to. Return them, put it back down, and you're on your way. And don't miss out on the advent calendar each year that Hazet puts out. It's just a really cool set that's gonna be different every single year from Hazet. So get them now, there's not many left. Interesting design here from Lockjaw, these wrenches here. And you see on one end is metric, 17 millimeter, 16 millimeter. On the other side, 5/8, 11/16. So it's going to obviously have a range of fasteners it will bite onto. So it's going to bite one way and ratchet the other way. Flip it over. So interesting take on something we've seen before, but a little better design probably. Be very curious to see how well these work from Lockjaw. Something else from Lockjaw is a set of ratcheting wrenches that, again, are quite different than most of your other ratcheting wrenches out there. In the fact, we're going to get 8 different sizes on this one ratcheting wrench here, because obviously we have ratchet. We can also switch directions, but this insert here shifts from one side to the other. So there's a larger size, slide that over, that's the smaller size, and vice versa on the other end as well. So it gives you 8-in-1 sizes in just one wrench. So 8 sizes in one wrench from Lockjaw. We're here at the Multitool booth at the SEMA Show, and they have some really cool products that turn your typical bench grinder into a belt sander. And they have several different options to go for. But again, it's going to adapt right to your typical bench grinder and allow you to run the belts and sizes that you want to do the jobs that you need. Great idea with excellent functionality, easy to use.